Well, I just want to highlight, the Amazon, we all know it, and the importance of the Amazon. The minister has said oxygen, water, biodiversity, resilience for the planet. That is, if we don't win the war against deforestation and the preservation of the rainforest, we will not win the war against climate change. I just want to highlight that. And here we have Colombia, just pointed out, which I'll be talking about, Colombia in the Northwest Amazon. And as I show a few pictures, I'd like you to focus a little bit here in the Northwest Amazon. Here is just to show the threats we have. We want to preserve the forest. These are first maps that were produced recently of the whole Amazon basin. And here we have the threats of deforestation, which we know come from soya, from cattle ranching, etc. Here we have the threat of hydropower, which is the yellow part is the parts that are being flooded by the hydropower, right? Which is also creating both gases and deforestation or destruction of the forest. We have roads, which also increment deforestation and colonization, mining, etc. Hydroways, gas. We have petroleum or oil, mainly the red one. Here the red is already in exploitation. These are possibilities. Also looking here in the Colombian, we'll look at that in a moment. The possibilities of exploitation of oil. And here we have mining, which is also an enormous threat. Some of the mining, some is potential, and some is already on the way. This is just to give a picture of the threats of the Amazon basin. Now here I want to highlight the north. If you focused on the north a little bit, you would have seen that the northwest is the less threatened part of the Amazon basin. It is the best preserved. It has perhaps the highest biodiversity, the highest cultural diversity, and is less threatened than the rest of the forest. In the Colombian, this is the northwest, and in Colombia, the northwest area, as the minister said, we have this in yellow indigenous territories, which are inalienable territories, belong to indigenous people, 55 different ethnic groups. We have here natural parks, and we have here forest reservation. 82% of the whole area is protected under some type of figure. Now, what I would like to highlight here with the indigenous people, coming back here, in this indigenous territory, these are local governments. What's important about the indigenous people, they have been setting up the local governments during the last 20 years, and that means that there's a traditional knowledge that can be extremely useful for the protection of the rainforest. These are people that have been living for 10,000 years in these areas with the same IQ as all of us, and have been thinking about this. And they have an intimate knowledge about this. And this is a tremendous potential. If we just look in their traditions, how they have land use and land planning, and if we can bring that out, it will add to our knowledge in a very substantial way. So I highlight that in Colombia, this is going forward in their territories, and they have their own local governments. Already decentralizing, handling education, handling health, and I'd like to highlight this also. The government has put several $1 million into this in education and health, which is normal, but it's done on their knowledge, on their basis, and this is conservation of the forest also. Not only REDD, not only what the market can do, what we can do in the government by supporting a traditional knowledge, a traditional way of thinking, traditional way of handling the land through these people is extremely important for the conservation. Now Colombia has threats, the minister pointed out. Here we have the colonization coming in. Here we have mining coming in. Here we have oil. We have these threats in Colombia. But what makes Colombia particularly interesting is that it's all recent. We still have time to get in there before chaos comes in. The mining is small mining. We have time to look into that and try and control it. The oil, they've said we are willing to pull back if you're going to conserve the rainforest, or at least come to terms. So what we are proposing here is that, in the same idea as the minister, strengthening here in this area the indigenous communities so they can handle the land and they can get into REDD also, strengthening, making the parks bigger, or strengthening this whole area and strengthening colonization. That is bringing REDD so the colonization is not destructive, that's stabilizing colonization, right? But what's particularly interesting in this case, I find in Colombia, is that we're trying to do it all together, and we think that that has to be done. We have to sit at the table, the people of mining, we have to sit at the people of oil, we have to sit at the same table, the government, the indigenous people, the colonizers, and the NGOs. We have to think it together. The Amazon is our responsibility. It's not that we have laws in favor of environment and we'll fight against the laws that people have right mining and the ones that have right for Indian people. It is getting together, it is working together. And Colombia is a laboratory and an enormous opportunity really to build together and to look at other economies, not only our market economy, our biodiversity economy, our intellectual economy, look at other ways of thinking and building together to preserve the forest. Thank you.
Very good. On time.